Hey y'all, and welcome to Stivers Homestead. So today we are going to show you what we were starting in the previous video to kick off this one. So if you all caught it, we were freeze drying chocolate milk and we were dehydrating oranges and kind of giving our comparison between freeze drying and dehydrating. Well, they're both ready now, so we need to check the times and how long it took and get them out and see what we're looking at. So to start off with the Denali Beast dehydrator, which we are very happy with, it ended up taking about 17, 18-ish hours to finish dehydrating all the oranges. They're looking good, but now it's time to get them out of there. There you go, 2 full quarts of dehydrated oranges. All right, and if you guessed around 27 hours, you would win on the milk. All right, so we got a full quart of chocolate milk, and if you follow us for a while, you know I always love trying to see what the freeze-dried food tastes like immediately. So we're gonna rehydrate just a little bit and see if it tastes like chocolate milk. And if you're ever rehydrating milk, it's 1-to-1. So if you're doing a tablespoon of powder, you do a tablespoon of water. And when we do it, we just let it sit for a minute. Let it just kind of sit and soak, and then we'll start here in just a second. Because I know since we've been doing this with our powdered cow's milk, because that's what we've been drinking on basically a regular basis and baking with for the most part, I know that it's better to leave in the fridge and set overnight because it'll fully absorb. I don't know if you can tell or not, but see the residue that's left back? That's from me just doing it immediately and just mixing it up. It's not fully incorporated into the water. So the look isn't as appealing as if you were to put it in the fridge and let it sit overnight. Let's see how she tastes. Tastes just like you grabbed some cocoa powder, threw it in some milk, and made chocolate milk. It's fantastic. So there you go. Chocolate milk was a great success in the freeze dryer. And then from that freeze-dried zucchini that Jen soaked overnight, oh my gosh, y'all, it turned out perfect. I love her zucchini bread. It is the world's best zucchini bread, period. All right, it is the next day, and it's another beautiful day here in Kentucky, but Jen's favorite line that I always say, bottom's about to drop out.
Take a side if it wasn't right enough.
I'm getting quite a few of my dad joke sayings out there, and they're really starting to catch on because apparently I say them a lot. And one of those is the bottom's about to drop out, and it is going to this evening, but we're enjoying a nice window open day. And Jen made a killer breakfast. So we didn't catch it on film, but I'm going to show you the finished product, and I'll try to throw it down below. It's super simple. The reason I'm showing you all, though, is because this is her homemade bread that she had frozen. We did thaw it out. It tastes just fine. But kind of like if you have bread in the fridge, you know how it is, it kind of dries it out a little bit. So it was a little bit drier than what it would be completely fresh. So she decided to make French toast bake. And it's one of those things where you cut them all up, you soak it overnight into the mixture, and then the next morning you just put a topping on it and pop it in the oven. And it smells amazing. Look at that. So like I said, I'll put the recipe down below for it, but the reason for it is I want to show you, if you are freezing your bread, there's more purposes than to just try to eat it as sandwich bread. You can make French toast, you can use it in different baking stuff, so it'll always have a use. So if you're making an abundance, freeze it up. All kinds of options. All right, it is later in the afternoon, and I'm gonna go feed the animals a little hay. And I thought I'd take this opportunity to elaborate a little bit more about me quitting my job. So you all know the why I did it. Now we've been getting a lot of questions on how are we going to be able to do it. So I wanted to elaborate a little bit because, man, the messages of so many people in the exact same situation has been really awesome to see. Because like Jen had mentioned, we tell you all this because we hope the people that are close to doing it, this helps them take that leap of faith too. So thought it would be helpful to explain to you on how we plan on doing it. So my first excuse and the first reason we kept backing down was because I actually did make really good money at my previous employer. So I mean, I was over 6 figures. It was something that I had worked really hard with. People took chances on me, and I just kept climbing the ladder until I finally got to a really awesome place. And I'm very grateful for where it was, but that was a lot of money to say no more of. So the first thing that you have to do that we had to do was make sure that we could replace that income. And I know that sounds insane. And people are like, farming? Well, farming's a little different now than how it used to look. Same overall goal, but the income is a little different. So you want to make sure, especially if you're going to be doing farming, that you can at least replace what it is that you're making, or be tracking in that way and be able to make it basically through that hump, right? So what I'd been telling Jen is like, we're up here. Immediately when I quit, we're going to go down, right? It's going to be that immediate hit and not used to having that loss of income, even though we've been trying to play like we haven't had it for a while. It's still going to be a hit down. And then it's the climb back up to get back up to where we were, because we'll have more time to focus on what we're doing. So to get into the specifics, because that's where a lot of people ask, and I get it, because I was there too. Oh, by the way, you like my bracelet? The kids made me. It's my good luck charm. I know when you're on the fence of this, it's like I really need to know the details on how somebody was able to make the decision. I wish I had all the answers, of course, but no one ever will, and you won't either. But basically, we have multiple revenue streams. And it's something that's been built up over many, many years. This isn't something that was taken lightly or something that was done easily. It was something that took 5+ years to get to the point to where we could even consider doing it, and then finally making the decision to do so. So it started with YouTube. YouTube is an income source. And then it moved to starting to do a little bit of Etsy. And so Etsy became a revenue source, which is our primary revenue source. And then we started doing Facebook, and now we're starting to get a little bit bigger into Instagram and TikTok. And believe me, I know that these social media platforms aren't for everyone when it comes to use, but when it comes to a place to make profit, it definitely is something that you want to utilize, because that is kind of where you're looking at. So all of those kind of mixed together help support and replace my income. And basically where we had gotten to the point was, at my job, I probably wasn't going to move any higher because I wasn't giving it the full attention that it deserved. And then we started to notice, as successful as our social media areas were, it started to slow down too. And the reason for that was we were just trying to get a video out. We weren't being intentional. It was more of just kind of shoot. And we know a lot of people still enjoy that. But there's two different types of YouTube videos. There's vlogs that your loyal followers, like a lot of you all from the Stivers tribe, like to see, and they're always the favorite to record because it's just showing our life and showing what this lifestyle looks like. And then the second are the ones where you try to grow your following, which are more the clicky titles, the ones that are more specific, like the greenhouse video. Like when I did that greenhouse video, I knew it would be one that was more of a top search video, and so I wanted to make it a very how-to-esque video with still bringing in our personality. And so these are some of the things, if you want to get into kind of the social media aspect, you have to know where is the right time for both. And with me working, we just didn't have time to really focus on any of the how-tos or the specifics. Not a huge ordeal, but it means we were just kind of being stagnant. So we were stagnant in both areas. Hello, goats. Hi, Butters. Getting you some hay? Hi, Shirley. Sweet old Shirley. I'm trying to nibble on my fingers. You got good hay right there. We done, Delilah. Buster, you being a good boy over there? Angel, how's pregnant life? So with our other incomes, we are making enough to pay the bills and then have the leftover to put back into the business to keep them going. But that's not where we need to be. We need to be higher. So we forecasted. We did a forecast on saying, if I quit my job and we're able to put full time into this, what are the expected growth numbers in each area? So that's YouTube, Facebook, Etsy, farm store that's here on the property, and all these areas. What is the expected growth? Can we match what I'm making now? I had to come in the barn and get a little less wind on the camera. And so the answer became yes. Yes, we do project that we can then match what we're gonna be losing plus some, but we projected that we can make what I'm making at my work within 2 to 3 months. Within 2 to 3 months, we should see an increase in all of those areas to be able to match what that is. So if you're thinking of this, you need to be able to forecast and forecast appropriately. So you just need to think about what you're making now while holding the job, and then seeing if you replace that, can you add to the primary job now to be able to back up what you're taking out. The next major question that we had was, are we debt free? Are we able to do this because we're debt free, and we work towards that? Now, we were debt free before we moved here, and I think I discussed that in the previous video. Now that we are here, we did take on more debt, and so at this moment, no, we are not debt free. So we're taking this jump with still house payment, vehicle payments, and such that we are still having to pay for monthly. Now, I'm not saying which way is the right way or wrong way, but I don't want you to have to hold yourself back until you get debt free, because I can tell you right now, we were planning on it, then unforeseen things happened that put us back into debt, whether that was from moving or my truck breaking down or different areas that are going to come across in life. So in my honest opinion, you should not do this when you are debt free, because you're thinking that you can live off a debt free life, and so the income that you're making is only ready for that. You need to be able to make an income that can handle debt, for if those things in life throw at you require for you to get another monthly payment. You need to be able to make enough money to pay for that. And I know there's a lot of people, and a lot of people I talk to, including our family, that don't agree with that statement. They think that if you're going to take this plunge on such uncertainty, that you should be debt free. And I don't disagree. You can do it debt free, but you have to be able to make an income that can handle some debt, because then you're just almost setting yourself up for failure, because you're not being able to take what life throws at you. So that is what we're doing. We're still shooting and moving forward to getting to be debt free on the stuff that we have with this sole income now. We're putting a lot of money into it to try to rapid pace that. But you just want to be able to make sure that you can handle a little debt if you needed to. And you also need to think about, you know, we can say that there's social media and there's Etsy. And I know that social media is not the most stable thing in the world. I can't guarantee that our social media following will continue for 30 years, right? Like a consistent job would. But where Jen and I were kind of at is we are in our almost mid-30s now, and if this is something that we wanted to tackle, this was the time to do it, because if we can do it for a while, say it fails, we'll still be young enough to get back in corporate America if we had to. I'm hoping it's not, but to me, like her Etsy stuff, the sky's the limit. Like, you all have helped make this a success, and now I'm seeing it like, I want Jen's stuff at Walmart. I want it on Amazon. I want it to be massive. I want it to become a massive thing. Like, for example, Miss Myers. Miss Myers is a very popular brand that started small, kind of like Jen's stuff did, and now it's everywhere. I guarantee you probably have a bottle of hand soap or dish soap from Miss Myers in your house somewhere. And so to me, that's where I'm looking at. I'm not looking at relying on social media for the rest of our lives. I'm relying on trying to grow her business into a business, a full-blown business that is something that people know about, and they know Jen's products hand and foot, and they want it in their house. So that's where I'm kind of seeing the long-lasting growth. So you got to be able to plan for that. Like, what is the long-lasting plan? What's the 20, 30-year plan down the road? So you can have your immediate success, and that's fun, and you can ride that wave while it's there. But then what are we going to lean on when maybe some of this immediate success starts fading away a little bit and we're not such a hot topic at the time? So I really just want to end you all with a few things. One being, we're rooting for you. If you're on this pace and you want to try to do that, know that we're rooting for you too. And we're going to talk about all the highs and lows of this process is going to be. But we are rooting for you like you all root for us. And we can't thank you enough for doing that. It really makes us, like we had mentioned, feel like we're making the right choice. It's fantastic to see. I love it. I know that it's not going to be all bells and whistles. You're foolish if you think it's going to be. But I know that Jen and I and the kids are willing to fight for what we want, because all we've ever wanted was to work for ourselves. We will succeed or fail on us, not because on anyone else. And that is a beautiful, beautiful thing all in itself. So you all keep asking the questions. I love seeing them. I love answering them. This kind of video was created by the questions that you all had sent an email down in the comments below on the original video that we had, and then just all the different avenues that you can ask us questions. So ask more questions down below. Let us know about the dehydrator and freeze dryer, what your thoughts are. It's pretty cool. We know that some people have already been getting the dehydrator. We don't know who, of course, but we've been seeing that. We hope that you all love it. I know it's a pretty cool machine. Like I said, it's one of the better dehydrators I've ever seen, with the price tag that's pretty nice compared to like the Excaliburs and stuff that are out there. But y'all, plenty more stuff coming. I hope y'all are enjoying all the content that's just been kind of flowing everywhere. We've been doing more shorts for that group of people, always staying consistent with these videos, and then just expanding within reels and all that stuff. So go watch them all. There's gonna be all kinds of Stivers for you, and we love you all so much. If you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.